Okay, so I want to do a little quick blurb. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm just making up stuff at this point. But I want to talk about why I always refer back to my theories on our roots and our ancestors. And the reason why I do that is because a lot of times in healing and in the media and in, psychology and influencers, they talk a lot about the inner child and other things that are maybe more reachable or tangible to us, like within our immediate family, or in that sometimes the blame on that person, on your mom or your dad or whatever, is deflecting from the real source and the real roots of our issue. And if you notice, a lot of spiritual teachers, a lot of other teachers don't really want to talk about the roots and the whole system of itself. Like even as a going into doula, it's like it's deeper than just, it's a whole system. It's like the whole medical system, in the sense that it's flawed. And because people don't want to realize that a lot of the things that were established in America are established on grounds of racism, prejudices, ignorances, elitism, classism, all these things that are from a Eurocentric racist standard. And this is why I say racist, because it's not just a white person thing. It's more of a racist white person thing. So because I love white people, I get along with them good, we click, I have but it's not about that. It's just about the idea that me loving my people does not mean I hate white people, or me fighting for black people does not mean I don't love white people. And so I always have to create that disclaimer, because that'll be the first thing people try to use when you're trying to fight for a marginalized group of people. But yeah, it's like I'm always talking about the ancestral roots, because that to me is essence why it's so deeply ingrained in us, and our mind has to shift to that and understand that in order for us to actually heal. And that's what that post-traumatic slave syndrome is talking about. That's what the intergenerational traumas is it's passed down through us, not only through just physically being instilled in us and us seeing it being modeled, but it's also embedded in our DNA. If you look into epigenetics and all these other kind of things, you know for a fact that information is transferred in DNA, so these things are deeply within us, and in order to heal them, we have to become aware of that mentally. We have to become aware of it, and that's how we stay in the driver's seat. That's how we conquer it, because now we see it coming, and we stay ready, so we ain't got to get ready. And that's why I'm always saying that, because the more you're aware of something, the more you can conquer it, the more you can tackle it. It's like somebody trying to sneak up on you. If you already packing and you already know how to retrieve that weapon real quick, let them try to sneak up on you. Bah, bah. And I'm not trying, and don't get it to, let me stop, because y'all go, this girl over here promoting violence. No, I'm not promoting violence. I'm just, for lack of better analogies. But you get what I'm saying. When you ready, can't nobody just sneak up on you. You ready. It don't matter. Even if they did sneak up on you, if you got the skills, if you know some karate, whatever, jiu-jitsu, whatever capoeira, then you gonna know how to get to them. Even if they get you in a good time, you gonna know how to get yourself back up and conquer it. So that's why I'm saying all these things that hold us back, all these things, all the roadblocks that we have in life that are really mental and internal, you have to know how to conquer them. And to do that, you have to have this awareness of that some stuff that you have didn't necessarily come from this life that you live in. It's information that you're carrying within your ancestral DNA that you are carrying along with you. And a lot of people are awakening to that and becoming aware of that. And so in healing all of these densities and releasing all these densities, you have to know about it. You have to be aware of it, because if you keep deflecting like, it's this, is that, it's my mom, it's my dad. And this is honestly how I was able to move past a lot of things with my parents, is understanding that a lot of it is not their fault, and it's a bigger system at play. The whole system of what America's built off of is at play. It's not about blaming your mom and your dad for everything. It's about blame the system, blame the roots of that problem. The roots was slavery. The roots was being stripped from your way of life, and all of indoctrination, all of the mental abuse, all of the psyche manipulation that we went through, that has been passed down generation after generation after generation, that is deeply embedded with us, that we have adapted in our life so that we could continue to survive and thrive and, make it through. But it's like some of the things we have to know are detrimental to our well-being, and some things are actually good that we have learned how to adapt to and make it through and persevere, because we are very strong, resilient, persevering people. But strong does not mean put more on our back. Strong means that nothing you do to bring me down is going to bring me down for long. But yeah, so I just want to kind of say like why I always theorize on the ancestor, because I feel like that is in essence our roots, and it's not just stops at the inner child. It's the ancestral trait as well. Don't forget, if you into the spiritual stuff, you want symbolically the root chakra. It's an essence of you, and so it's not just the inner child that people talk about. It's the slave ancestral trait. It's the maybe the royal ancestral trait. We don't know. We were more than just slaves, you know what I'm saying? And so you have to understand that as well. And so that's why I say it's good to know your worth and to know where you come from. Like they say, if you believe you came from nothing, you will become nothing. And so I'm trying to redefine that and reframe that, so let you know that you are something, baby. And don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let what the media portrays of us, of images of us, make you internalize these feelings of inferiority, of criminalized self-image, all of these degrading and defaming type of images. So yeah, our ancestors did a lot for us, and we have to lean into their strengths and not only their shortcomings, because like I always say, the Moss mentality is proof that our shortcomings are not our fault. It's the way we have adapted to survive, and surviving isn't all bad, but sometimes there's things that we need to let go and some things that we need to hold on to, and that's it. Point blank period.